What is happening, my friends? We are finally back again to check out a little bit more BAND-MAID. So we're taking it all the way back to 2018 today. Listen, I went back and I looked at the comment section of my very first BAND-MAID video, Domination. And the overwhelming support that I saw for this song, Real Existence Live, was incredible. Incredible to the point where I feel like an ass right now that I haven't done it yet. So we're finally going to get this done now. I'm pretty amped about this song, because like I said, I've been hearing about it for 8 months. Plus, we all know that BAND-MAID is great live. In fact, I saw their concert back in November, and that's one of my favorite concerts I watched. The only problem with that concert at all was that they did a segment in the middle where they did this fun little comedy shtick, and because I don't speak any Japanese, I had no idea what was happening. I ended up having to go back, reading through it later, and then I watched it, but the whole thing was just, I didn't get the full impact of it, you know? And that's why I've started using Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone has made it really easy for me to just jump in on the beginning level to try to learn some Japanese and Korean. I'm actually doing both of them at the same time. The next time that BAND-MAID does a comedy segment in the middle of one of their concerts, I want to be able to understand that. And it's not just the concerts, though. I would love to be able to understand the interviews that I see, because you know how YouTube is. Sometimes you click on a video and there's no subtitles. And that's why I've been using Rosetta Stone so much lately. You know, eventually the world is going to open back up and COVID is no longer going to be a problem, and we're all going to want to be out there watching concerts of our favorite groups that we've never seen before. And just going to another country, which is one of my goals in life, to visit South Korea and Japan, I would have absolutely no idea how to traverse the lands without at least a basic understanding of how the language works. So Rosetta Stone makes it really easy for you to choose between several different languages and several different levels depending on where you're starting. For example, I started with Spanish immediately. And the best part about it is that I know some people are audible learners and some people are visual learners, and they make it easy on both ends. Because not only do they provide you exactly what you need to see in order to learn to read the languages, but they also have all of their phrases voiced so that you could hear it and get an understanding for the dialect itself. You know, a lot of us, especially as BAND-MAID fans, are anime fans also. And we all know that animes are better when you don't watch the dubbed version and you get the original voice actors, but you gotta read the subtitles in that situation. And unfortunately, if you happen to be trying to shovel some food into your mouth, there's a chance you're gonna miss some words on the screen and then you're gonna have to go back. But I mean, how much better would it be if you could eat your food and understand what you're watching at the same time? The user interface is really simple to use, nobody's going to struggle with it, and if you click that link in my description below and sign up for a lifetime membership, anytime before March 31st, you will get that lifetime membership for only $179. That means you'll have access to this app forever at that low price. Okay, so now let's hop into Real Existence Live. I feel like I'm finding an old treasure chest I've never opened before. Damn cool intro, man. I love the breaks, the drum breaks, and that full-on rock and roll guitar riff. Ooh. What is Miku doing right over there? I'm just going to take this back a second. It looked like Miku was actually tuning her guitar right there in the middle of the song, which I've done before. That's not unheard of. I'm just surprised. I'm wondering if she's actually making a sound that I'm not aware of just by doing that for the song. And speaking of the song, power chords ringing out. This whole verse is being carried by a synth line, which is something that I've never said about BAND-MAID before, and has me super juiced up about this. Like, a synth line? A BAND-MAID synth? Like, they've done synth before, but they've never carried the song with synth before. At least not in any of the stuff that I've seen. So, like, let's take that back a little bit. Let's hear that. And 2 synth riffs so far. This one now. Now the higher pitched one. Did you see Miku tuning her guitar there? Konami's playing a lead here. Ooh. Whoa! Minor note there out of nowhere. Back to the sick guitar riff. Okay, let's take a quick break, man. There's a lot. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. So that whole... One of the coolest things about this song, a lot of the time BAND-MAID, you know, they build up in the pre-chorus to get into the chorus, that big drop in the chorus. This felt like it just kept building and building and building and building, all the way from the verse through the pre-chorus to the end of the chorus until we just hit that one minor chord. And everything changed. Just progression-wise, like the journey that the song is taking us on feels very different than most of the other BAND-MAID songs I've heard, and I'm totally digging that idea. I'm guessing they're going to do that again in the second verse, so I'm not going to go back and listen to it again now, but if they don't, I will be going back at the end of this video to check it out. Just take it back a couple of notches. I want to hear that minor note again. Right there. Little drum roll into the stops with the guitar riff. This sounds evil right now. Back to the synth riff. Cool. The low one. I wonder if we're going to go to the high one again here. Yep. And they're so cute, man. Little back and forth vocals there. See, this is what I mean about it just keeps going up and up and up. Like, we're literally at a point now, this is the chorus. And instead of going into the normal chorus, which will kind of, the way that choruses generally work is they start somewhere and then they wrap around and end in the same place. This feels very much like it's starting down here and going all the way up here. And it does... Normally that ends when the pre-chorus ends, but this chorus is just taking us on this adventure, you know, like to the moon. And this is almost like a post-chorus. Oh, that note. Nice drum roll. What are we doing here? Oh, sick. The tempo changes! Oh my god. If my heart didn't already belong to them, they would have won it right here. Oh, yes. All of that. Yes to all of that. That was... That whole bridge, dude. I mean, the tempo changes back and forth. Most of it was halftime to full time. So it's not like they were doing any crazy tempos, but just the idea of needing to go back and forth throughout the course of that solo. Plus, we got Misa in the beginning. She started off, it almost sounded jazzy in the beginning in the sense that they were doing these, they were riffing together, it sounded like. It was like a, you know, it was almost like it was unwritten. They were just kind of playing around with their instruments. But then Misa started playing the riff behind. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I could go back to the beginning there. Random notes that are being rung out too. Okay, right? So she's kind of riffing right now. But hear it. So she starts playing the same thing as Konami. Then we do that break. It goes into this. This is madness. This thing right here, man. I mean, it reminds me of Perfect Crime by Guns N' Roses. I bet a lot of you have never heard that song. It's like a B-side of a Guns N' Roses track. But I mean, just the way that they stopped and then just boom, right into the solo at full speed ahead. And they're going to mess with the tempo coming up here. There it is, the halftime. Now we're going to go back into the full time. And just for good measure, we're going to do a stop. God. Oh, sick, dude. Oh. Oh. Building up and up. Even though it is the chorus. Oh. Little pop punk. Oh my god. The shooting of this too. Wow. That note at the end of the chorus will never not be awesome to me. Hear that? Damn it. Damn it. Oh, nasty. Dude, this whole song was just full of these drum guitar breaks that just kind of worked in harmony together, where you're just going from... Let me try to add a little bit of light to this speech right now. So the whole thing was just full of these breaks, and it was like every transition had a break in it. Now, I love those breaks, and they do it a lot, don't get me wrong, but this felt a little different in the sense that it was, I never knew when the breaks were coming. You know, in a lot of other songs, you can almost feel them coming, like they build to them, and you'll hear like a dun, da-da, and then go into a chorus maybe. But this went in breaks after every riff. In the pre-choruses, they adjusted some of the parts later on in the song when they replayed them to have breaks in them. And then again at the end, I mean, the way that they played with volume and tempo in this song was probably my favorite thing about it. The chorus, I gotta tell you, I gotta be straight up with you. When I first heard it, it was like I said, it was taking us on this journey from the bottom all the way to the top. But I wasn't sure... It didn't have that like really catchy feel that the BAND-MAID choruses that I've been listening to have, which just like really sell you on them, you know? Even if in a song like Manners, where it's not the most technically based song, the actual song itself is so catchy because of that chorus. It brings everything together. And while this one didn't really necessarily have that in the first half of the song, for me personally, by the time we got to the end and they redid that chorus with the ringing out, you know, and the drum rolls, or drum fills, and then they kind of went into that like little pop punk version of it for like half of a line, and then into the post-chorus, I mean, that all pulled it together to me. It's like so well. I was so thrown off by the fact that we didn't get that large drop, that it felt like a pre-chorus that built and built and built and never ended until we hit that minor chord. Good Lord. That minor chord, man. I don't think you guys understand how much I love that chord. I don't know what chord it is, like, technically speaking. I have no idea what chord it is. But where it fit in the song, oh god, it felt so right. My plan for the next BAND-MAID video, by the way, is going to be Rin. Or Rhyme. Rin. Reen? However the hell you say that. But do me a favor and let me know below in the comments which version of that song you want me to watch, because I want to watch the best one. I know with some of them, the best version is still just the music video. I don't even know if there is a music video for this one. But just let me know below which version you want me to check out. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace, guys.